Welcome back, lottery fans. Today I'm going to show you another style of pick 3 rundown. This is going to be another simple one like the other ones we've done, but this time we're going to need to pull one result drawing, and this is called, there is no official name, but I call this the mirror numbers using the reverse count up method. A little bit of a complicated name for what is very simple rundown, but hopefully it'll make more sense as I get into it. So I'm going to do a couple of examples of this so you can follow along. We're going to start off with we're going to do a Pennsylvania rundown this time. And we're going to do for the midday. We're going to do for the midday on the 29th because today's the 28th. We're going to do the January the 29th. And we're going to do the Pennsylvania midday. And as I said, for this rundown, we actually only need one past lottery drawing, which we're going to take today's lottery. It's going to be the midday, which was a 948 in the midday in Pennsylvania today. And unlike on the last ones, we don't need 2 and 3 here. We're going to cross those out there. So what we do is we take the midday drawing from today and we fill it in a diagonal top left to bottom right in the numbers on our base grid here to start with. So we'll put 9 in the top right here, we'll put a 4 in the middle here, and we'll put an 8 in the bottom right here. So that's 948 from today's drawing, diagonally down in the base grid. And then we go ahead and we actually take those numbers and we count up in a clockwise fashion starting from this 9 here. So what I say by count up is we'll take a 9 and the next number from a 9 is a 0 in the pick 3. So we'll put pick 3 in the next box in a clockwise fashion, carrying on to the next box here, and then we go for 1 and then carrying around in a clockwise fashion, filling in the numbers. Then 2, counting up, a 3, and then a 4, and then a 5. So all I did was took that first number and counted up in a clockwise fashion around here. So I've got my base grid filled out, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the mirror numbers to create my translated grid in much the same fashion. So I'm going to take that 948, fill it in the cross diagonal here, but using those mirror numbers. So we've got the 9 in the top left here, so the mirror number of 9 on our grid down here is a 4, so we'll put a 4 there. We'll take the 4 that's in the center, the mirror number of a 4 in our grid here is a 9, and then we'll take the 8 and the mirror number of 8 is a 3. And then once again counting up in a clockwise fashion around these numbers here, starting from the top left here. So we go 4 and then 5 and then 6 and 7 and then 8 and then 9 and then a 0 because we can't have 10, so it's a 0. Almost wrote 10 there but didn't quite. So now we have the base grid and the translated grid filled out. We can go ahead and pick our patterns, and much like the other pick 3s, you can pick any patterns you like. I like to do the cross diagonals and the down is my traditional pattern. I find that works pretty well in most states. So I go ahead and mark those there, and I'll fill these in here on my numbers that I want to play. So I've got a 948, so I'll play the 948 in case we get a repeat there. And then I'll play the 144, which is down there, and then a 043. And then I'll go ahead and I'll do exactly the same on the translated grid. The same pattern, the 2 diagonals and the down. So I have a 4, 9, and a 3 here, 4, 9, 3, and then a 6, 9, 9 here. 6, 9, 9, and then down to the 5, 9, 8. So there we have 6 numbers that we can play in tomorrow's Pennsylvania midday lottery, and hopefully they'll hit. I'll go ahead and I'll do another one for you quickly so you can follow along, because it's a little bit more in-depth than the other pick 3 rundowns we've got. This time we're going to go for the California midday. Same date, so we're going to go for January 29th because today is the 28th, and we're going to go with California midday. And once again, as with the last one, we only need the one number. Today's midday California drawing was 561, and we don't need drawings 2 or 3. So following that same pattern, we're going to fill in the lottery number from the top left to the bottom right. So we'll fill a 5 in the first box, 6 in the second one, and a 1 in the last one. And then we'll go ahead and we'll count up in a clockwise fashion. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1. And if you ever forget how to count up, which sometimes you do whilst you're going through these because you'll end up putting a 10, it's very simple. You just follow the top line of the mirror numbers here. Very simple. We'll go ahead and translate that base grid over using our mirror numbers here. So the mirror number of 5 is 0, so we'll put a 0 here. The middle one here, the mirror number of a 6 is a 1, so we'll put a 1 here. And the mirror number of a 1 is a 6, so we'll put in a 6 here. And then once again, we'll do the counting up method. If you want to, you can just play, you can completely mirror this grid. It'll be exactly the same as counting up, but it's actually easier just to count up and go ahead and fill those in. So we've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And some people do this from an anti-clockwise pattern. I've done that as well. It does hit in some states. Typically they'll start in the bottom right here and count anti-clockwise around here. But I found that the clockwise pattern seems to work a little bit better for me. So go ahead and we'll fill in our patterns we like to play. Top right here, and this down one here. So once again, we'll play that repeat number just in case we hit that repeat, which sometimes does happen, especially if you're playing multiple days. We have seen 2, 3, 4 days in advance. You'll hit a box number of that repeat pattern. So it's always a good idea to play those repeat ones. We've got a 760 and a 669 here. And then same again on our translated grid, cross patterns and the down. And as I said before, you don't have to play these patterns. These are just the patterns I play. You might want to play the cross patterns here, or you might want to play all the down patterns. Completely up to you. The nice thing about this clockwise count up pattern is that it does create a nice variety of numbers to play, which is good. So 6, 0, 1, 6 is this down number, 2, 1, 5 is here, and a 1, 1, 4 is here. So there we have it, 6 numbers that we can play in our California midday tomorrow. So now we have both the Pennsylvania and the California midday rundowns that we can play for tomorrow. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. Always like to find a nice comment, and of course subscribe to the channel so you can get more great rundowns in the future. And I'll catch you on the next video. Take care. Bye.